Ito ng perang nawaldas ay kumulang 15 billion pesos.
Death penalty noon, wala man nangyari. Ulol, hindi ako ang presidente noon.
Putang ina mo, papatayin kita. I will kill you!
With voter registration for the 2022 national elections coming to a close, the youth are seeking to put an end to President Rodrigo Duterte's tyranny. On August 24, Duterte accepted PDP Laban's nomination to run for vice president, which he admits is an attempt to gain immunity from his crimes.
They keep on threatening me with lawsuits and everything. Sabi ng batas na kung presidente ka, vice-presidenta ka, may immunity ka. Adi, tatakbo na lang ako ng vice-presidente.
While Duterte seals the deal in his VP bid, many Filipinos, especially the youth, believe that his time in politics is over. He ends his term with a track record of misplaced priorities and failed promises. One of Duterte's biggest campaign promises is to end illegal drugs and criminality in 3 to 6 months after his election. His war on drugs is perhaps his greatest failure and act of atrocity. It has claimed at least 8,000 lives since 2016, according to the state-run Philippine Information Agency. Since the start of his presidency, Duterte has always assured a government free of corruption.
It will be a clean government. Walang corruption.
While he has sacked officials like Social Security System Commissioner Pompey Lavinia and Urban Poor Commissioner Melissa Aradanas in 2018 due to alleged corruption, they have been reinstated and merely transferred to other government agencies. He even sided with Health Secretary Francisco Duque III when the Commission on Audit flagged the Department of Health's deficiently used pandemic funds. Despite incessant promises, Duterte hesitantly admitted that eliminating corruption in government turned out to be impossible.
Do not expect me to entirely clean as a pristine, clean bureaucracy. That is impossible.
Another of the president's bold claims was a jet ski ride to the West Philippine Sea in order to defend the country's sovereignty against China. Despite the promise, however, he bats an eye to Chinese vessels swarming Julian Felipe Reef in the West Philippine Sea. He was indifferent even when Filipino fishermen were reportedly harassed by Chinese
When I
coast
saw the
guards.
ship turn and make a beeline towards us, I just knew they saw us and that they were coming for us.
Under Duterte's watch, state forces red-tagged and cracked down on progressive organizations, killing activists and government critics. His unconstitutional anti-terrorism law further compromised human rights in the country due to its shaky definition of terrorism. Despite Duterte's daring promises, he has cast the country into a spiral of bloodshed and uncertainty. But history is witness that tyrants will always fall. Campaigns to increase the number of registered voters are gearing to overturn the political landscape designed by Duterte, and the youth are among those who are at the forefront of this movement.
The youth, specifically Gen Z, are becoming more vocal online. Vocal in the sense na, the difference with the pandemic, sobrang lapit sa bituka nung mga nangyayari ngayon.
That's Ivan Picasso, co-founder of We the Youth Vote, which aims to unify and educate the youth about voter registration and rights.
Naging directly affected yung youth sa pag-handle ng government sa national affairs. And of course, magagalit sila kasi almost 2 years na ng life nila yung nawala dahil sa government.
While Ivan believes the youth are willing to register as voters, he believes the pandemic adds 3 barriers preventing them from going to their COMELEC offices.
Number 1, yung restrictions pa rin. May mga experience din kasi tayong naririnig from the ground na pupunta sila sa COMELEC office tapos sarado. Tapos sasabihin sa kanila puno na. So, of course, nakaka-discourage yun.
Fickle community quarantine measures implemented by authorities also serve as a hindrance to registration.
Yung main concern ko is yung lack of accessibility, no? Especially in provincial areas kung saan mataas yung COVID cases and in areas kung saan laging either ECQ or MECQ.
On a more personal note, Ivan notes that some of the youth believe that their votes won't matter in the upcoming election.
May ganun talaga na ayaw makipag-engage sa mga ganitong usapin. Alam nila kung ano yung nangyayari. May gusto silang gawin, gusto nilang kumilos. Pero ang problema, hindi nila alam kung magmamatter ba yung iisa nilang boses.
COMELEC data shows that out of 73 million qualified voters, nearly 11 million have not yet registered. As of September 16, there are 62 million registered voters, according to COMELEC Chairman Sheriff Abbas. But the solution to the nation's problems does not come solely from the elections, nor with the youth. The young voters must still unify with the masses in selecting the right leaders and holding administrations accountable for their atrocities.
Tulungan natin isa't isa na ma-realize kung ano ba yung better path forward para sa bansa natin.
Progressive youth groups and even lawmakers are petitioning for COMELEC to extend voters' registration in order for more Filipinos to be given the choice in the upcoming elections.
I hope things change in terms of how fair things will be for the younger generation. Na hindi lang tayo sasalo ng problema, tayo din yung ko-contribute sa pagbabago.
We shouldn't take our power to vote for granted.
It really proves na rants or yung mga tweets ng mga kabataan ay hindi ingay lamang.
Ma-realize dapat natin na yung youth, pag nagsama-sama, mas marami tayo. And by 2022, hashtag 40 million strong yung kabataan na pwedeng magdikta kung saan dadalhin yung bansa natin.